How many of you have ever left your house without your cell phone? Or how many of you have ever woken up in the morning to find out that your phone was dead? You'd have to go all day without it. How'd you feel? If you feel anything like my brother, well, let me just tell you about my brother real quick. Last summer, my family and I went on a vacation to Georgia. And while we were in Georgia, we were driving around visiting family, and North Georgia is beautiful, beautiful countryside. And my brother one morning woke up to find out that his phone had died the night before. And all day, all I could think about was getting back to the hotel to plug it in. And he missed out an entire day in Georgia. How many of us have done that? How many of us have missed out on an entire day just because we're thinking, I got to get back to my cell phone. It's dead. How did this happen? How did we end up like this? Now, don't get me wrong, cell phones are fantastic. You can stay in touch with friends. You can stay updated on the weather to find out if there's going to be a blizzard in mid-April. It's great to have in emergencies. Cell phones are fantastic. But they're becoming a habit more and more in today's society. Let's face it, we find ourselves in an uncomfortable situation. What's the first thing that we do? Pull out our cell phones. And does that look familiar to anybody? Maybe it's your class, maybe it's waiting somewhere. Exactly. Why is that? Why do we go to our phones first? Because it's easy. It's a lot easier to pull out my phone and look at my familiar Facebook than it is to turn to the person next to me who I don't know and talk to them. Just the other day, I went to talk to one of my professors, and they said it was going to be about a 10 to 15-minute wait. So I go outside to sit down on one of the benches to wait, and I look across from me and saw maybe the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. She was beautiful. And I'm sitting there thinking, what can I say to get her, to be interested in me, because that's the goal. And I couldn't think of anything to say. And so in that 1 to 2 minutes of kind of awkward quiet, I pulled out my phone, start scrolling, looking, kind of look at her. She notices that my phone's out. What does she do? She pulls out her phone. We're both scrolling on our phones. 15 minutes go by, and we didn't even say one word to each other. Now, 1 word in 15 minutes. I mean, that girl could have been the future Mrs. Me, and I didn't say one word. Because I was too busy on Facebook. I mean, she wasn't even my friend yet. Now she'll never will be because I didn't say one word. Somebody very wise once told me, be where you are. Now, that's a very simple phrase, but it's very profound. And if you let it, it can change your life. Now, listen to it again. Be where you are. Now, you're probably thinking, be where I am. Of course I'm going to be where I am. Where else would I be? I'm right here. But that's not necessarily true. For example, if I'm at dinner with my family, but I'm over here texting a girl in Virginia, sure, my body might be at Chili's, but my mind, it's in Virginia. This girl here, for example, she's at dinner with her family, right? We can see her there. But is she really at dinner with her family? A lot of us fall into this pattern of not being where we are because we're somewhere else. President Thomas S. Monson has said that oftentimes the most important things in life involve those around us. And in my life, I've been blessed by people who have given me a friendly smile, or have said hello, or asked how I was doing and meant it. And God works that way. He blesses us that way. And I like to think that I've been a blessing in other people's lives for the same reason. But if we're too busy opening our Facebook or Angry Birds or whatever it is, we're going to miss out on opportunities to bless the lives of others. We're going to miss out on opportunities to learn from other people around us. And when we pull out our phones, we essentially put ourselves in a bubble that say, don't talk to me, I'm busy. It's hard enough to talk to somebody you don't know. It's even harder to break through that cell phone bubble they're in. So my challenge to each one of us, and to myself included, is to, when we find ourselves in those uncomfortable situations, is to put down the cell phone. You don't need it. Turn to the person next to you, ask them what their name is, where they're from, how they're doing. There's a lot of life happening all around us, and we're missing it because we're so involved in these little cell phones that run our lives. So have the courage to put down the cell phone, and just remember, be where you are. Otherwise, you'll miss your life.